I'm gonna be honest, this movie terrified me, when I first saw it. And I mean, honestly, I was like scared of the whole idea of aliens, like the concept, like alien abduction, that whole thing, like terrified, but over time, I did actually grow to enjoy this movie, despite it kind of spiraling me into this bottomless pit of fear at the time. It's a wild ride. The Fourth Kind follows the unsolved mystery of a town in Alaska with an extraordinary number of disappearances during the past 40 years, with accusations of a federal cover-up. So like I was saying earlier, this movie, it really scared the piss out of me, and that's really kind of like the best way I could put it. In hindsight, I really enjoyed the movie, but at the time, it put me in such a weird place, like psychologically, and I think that's like part of what makes this movie so good is that it is just plain creepy. Now, this gets even creepier when you hear the other voice in the recording. There's a lot of scenes like this where you don't even really see anything, like it plays with your mind and your imagination. So the movie itself, it deals with aliens, obviously, but I think the part where it really shines the most is that it really deals with like the fear of the unknown about aliens, like in this movie, you, for the most part, you're not going to see like a spacecraft or a laser beam or something like that, but when I saw this movie, I didn't really see like anything really visual, but I felt it. So there's a scene where Dr. Abigail, she's a researcher, right? She's putting these people who had these alien encounters under hypnosis, so she can get more information out of them, via them sort of reliving the experience, right? And it worked.
Tommy, what's wrong?
No.
Okay, Tommy, when I count to three, you awaken. Come on, just three.
I'm telling you, this movie is different, I mean, while we're on the subject of just being absolutely terrified, when I first saw this movie, despite all the crazy stuff that happens in this movie, and there's a lot of crazy stuff, the one thing that really stuck out to me afterward, and it really messed me up for years afterward, is the owl scene.
It's just, there's one thing. There's an owl at my window.
An owl.
So, quick story time here, all right? I remember the very first time I saw this movie, right? So I finish it, right? Real creepy, crazy, right? It's about 9:30, 10 p.m., okay? So I'm like, all right, time to head to bed, right? So I turn the lights off, put my head on the pillow, put my covers up, all that good stuff, right? And as I'm closing my eyes, right, I'm getting ready to go to sleep, I hear this like hoot noise outside the window. And I'm like, so I look through the blinds, right? It's just thin trees on the other side. Now, keep in mind, all right, I'm on a college campus in an apartment, right? We're not on a farm, okay? Owls aren't just flying around. So I'm hearing this hoot noise for who knows how long, right? And at this point, right, I'm literally frozen in fear. I probably should get up, but I'm stuck. I'm clutching the bedspread. I'm just like, what is going to happen? Like, these suckers are going to come through this window and take me away. I am just in fear, just horrific fear, right? And I'm in this state, who knows how long, right? It's literally, I'm there until I see the sun come up. And it was just like, it was wild.
A white owl. It was just looking at me.
This scene scarred me for years, Obviously, I'm over it now, I think, so this is the only reason why I can make like a video on it. But yeah, this movie was, this was a rough one. So look, I've seen like a lot of creepy movies, right? I've seen a lot of horror movies, but this one takes the cake. I mean, it is just like, I was terrified when I first saw this thing. And look, like, there's a lot of horror movies that I love. Like, I love horror movies, but this one is just different. This one just stayed with me for it was years, and obviously at the time I was horrified, like terrified. But looking back on it in hindsight, I could see now, okay, this was actually a really well done movie. It's a really good movie. So again, I recommend this one if you haven't seen it already. And look, if you hear an owl outside your window, like, close the blinds.
I think it came inside.
Was your window open?
No.
I wonder how it got in.
I don't know, but I remember it looking down at me.